Darc and Moody, Moody and Darc. It's been real from the start. Speak the truth, then you playing your part. Nothing fake here. We've been real since daycare. Some change, some stay there. Came from the streets, we speak for the streets, we speak for the youth. Nothing but truth. Feel it in the booth, feel it in your soul, feel it in the cell, feel it on parole, feel it on probation, feel it when you free, totally free. Pardon me, till they pardon me, till they pardon we. Positivity from negativity, back to positivity. The podcast for the streets, helping you eat. We live by the code, we live what we speak. We revolutionize real love, honor, respect, loyalty, educating the masses, bringing unity. It's all or nothing. The podcast for you and me is Darc and Moody. We the voices of the community.
I hear voices right now. I can hear them just as plain as day.
Yeah. What up? This your boy Darc.
This your boy Moody, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's Darc and Moody, all or nothing. We got our boy Lord in the building.
LORD.
You know what I'm saying? Author Lord. You know what I mean?
All right.
Word up, man. The legend, the myth. You know what I mean?
Straight from prison.
The Project Celeb. You know what I mean? This is my guy right here, man. You know
Straight from prison to the to New Haven streets, back to the courthouse, back over here to the podcast. You've been doing a lot of things.
Word up, man. Word up, man. You got to talk to the people, man. Tell them your name and all that, man. Let them know who you are, man.
LORD.
You know what I'm saying?
Government name, Gaylord Salters.
Word up.
Also known as Lord.
Scientist, big head. What you got? What?
Yeah,
Give it to them, man.
There's a lot of things going on there when you go back that way.
Word
man.
up. They got to know everything, man.
Yeah. Currently
Word up.
author LORD.
Author LORD.
Entrepreneur/author.
Of what?
Entrepreneur of what? Or
Yeah.
author of what?
Yeah, all of that.
Well, started my business in prison. When we talk about entrepreneurship on the legal level.
Now, I want to know the name of the joint that we entrepreneuring, man. I want to know that name.
It started off with Rise and Shine Records. How about that? If people know about that, it's an inside little thing. Rise and Shine Records is my partner right here, Darky B.
Big facts.
But after all the corruption and things that took place to
Hold
knock us
up.
down.
Before we don't want to get into all that yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
You talk this entrepreneurship.
Listen, Lord.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
We introduce you. But before I introduce you, I want to let everybody know who you are. You're Johnny J brother, my man.
All
You know
right.
what I mean? So for y'all, if y'all watching TV and y'all be like, that's Johnny? No, this is Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Word up. Word up. Word is bond, man. Well, we got a thing how we do it here, man. We need you to let the people know where you from, what city you from, what state you from.
Straight out of Connecticut, you already know.
You know what I'm
Money
saying?
craving New Haven.
Word up. You know what I'm saying?
Grew up in Fairhaven, the Island, the Projects, Front Street, Downing, Bailey, Lombard. That's the circumference
English.
right there. Now I'm talking about the circumference, the blocks. The blocks right there. You know those. You can't lose those.
Yeah. Don't forget Pecking English though. Dover
Pecking
Drive.
English, yeah, no
Dover
doubt.
in there,
Dover
man.
Drive, you get dark. Hold up, Dover Drive. Hold up.
Dover
going
Drive
outside.
still alive, man.
So if you bring us back to Dover Drive, what was you into on Dover? I heard a lot about Dover Drive.
Okay.
But bring me to the 90s, Lord.
Hold on. Bring us to the 80s, Lord. Let's go back
80s.
before the 90s and before ever getting what your childhood was like. Like, what was your childhood like?
Like
Like the childhood, like
The-
marbles, all that. Like, what?
I got you. You want to talk about marbles on this show? He wants me to tell you the story about how I whooped him. I whooped him physically. I whooped him over some marbles. I
Yeah.
was whooping him in the project. We playing. I'm
Let's get
killing him. And then he trying to tell me, no, your finger wasn't there because he's losing. And in marbles back in the day, all the marbles
We was
that you
playing
come to the
keepsies.
board with,
Yeah.
they keepsies. So you come with your pockets full, but on this day, his pockets transferred into mine. And he tried to set it all for me. I roughed him up, and then his god sister climbed through the window and they jumped me.
That's right.
All right, so that's before the negativity. But you know, during those days, man, like majority of that, like all households, man, it was low income, man. Growing up in public housing, and you know, the checks, single parent mother, my mother's check wasn't long enough to meet the needs of a house. She was a single parent of 4 children. And then you got all these drugs that's in the community.
Shout out to the single mothers, man, that held it down, man. That raised strong men and strong women, man.
The mama bears.
Word up.
I'm about to print up some shirts. Raised by a woman.
The mama bears.
But word up. So, you know, going through those rough times, it kind of shapes and molds an individual like it did for me. You're looking for ways to provide for yourself, opportunities, even at an early age, because, you know, during the daytime or whatever, when mom's at work or whatever, you get dinner and everything, but breakfast and lunch, sometimes it'd be a little bit different. It's not always there. You got to do a little extra activity just to make it happen. Like, say for
instance,
instance,
to Fred's, grab a crocodile on the low.
Yeah. You know, or $1 back then was like a number 3. You go to the store, you get a quarter juice.
You know what I'm saying?
You get a bag of chips for 25 cents. And then with the remaining 50 cents, you split that up through them penny candies.
That's right.
And you walk up out of there, and that's a meal for the day.
Yeah,
you learn how to feed yourself. But I'm saying this because this premise repeats itself. You know what I'm saying? The need to feed yourself, the need to clothe yourself, the need to have a roof over your head is something that we struggle for in low-income communities. And that's what creates poverty. So I grew up in all that. And my way to deal with it was, when I was younger, me and your boy, Johnny J, first thing, we used to shovel snow to get money. But shoveling snow is seasonal. So now the spring hit. I need money. I'm broke. We little dudes, 9, 10 years old. So we get this lawnmower. We're pushing it through the hood, knocking on neighbors' doors up in the houses area, especially across the water. And, you know, can I mow your lawn? And then we get money for that. And then the other thing was Pegnataros. They used to have the blocks there. Whenever the people come out with their groceries, you couldn't push the carriage to the car. So the people had to come out. It was blocked there. And then they had to either pull their car up, which the line was always crazy and you could never do it. But you had to go back and forth to bring your groceries there, to bring your groceries to the car. So me and Johnny J, we sit there all day. Hey, can I help you with your groceries? Good customer service too, by the way. This is where we were. These little 2 black kids up there. Hey, can I help you with your groceries? And then we carry the groceries to the car. They pull up the money, hit us off. Boom, we right back in front. Customer after customer after customer. And so in those early days,
what's the most money you made doing that on one day? Like the customer service, Pegnataros.
I can't remember, but it was
it
was nice enough for me to go and get them singles. Yeah. And, you know, you iron them things out, you roll them things up. It was like that. But the bigger picture here is that right there. Early on, when I look at it now, and I hear corporate people say, business 101 is solving problems.
Big facts.
And so I look back at that, and I'm like, that we were solving a problem right there. It was a significant problem. So if you can solve a significant problem, you're good.
Yeah.
Business-wise, we, you, him, we come from low incomes. We come from, you know, it's rough financially. How do you solve that problem? What's available to a young child, especially when you start hitting 12 and the drugs are all over everywhere? That's opportunity. I remember wanting to get my summer job. I couldn't wait to turn the age old enough to get in the summer job with your mom's, because she ran the summer jobs at the projects.
R.I.P.
So, you know,
man, Tootsie, man, that was
yes,
Henry,
rest in peace.
Word up. My mother ran the summer job program back in the days, man.
Yeah, but it was ineffective for me and individuals who were at that age, 13, 14, because when I hit the age, now I can work and get money. But I had already started hustling by then. So the summer job money wasn't nothing, but I still signed on, still went there, but I didn't care because I have figured a way to solve a problem.
No doubt. We're going to get back to that because this is definitely deep. The people need to hear that. But we want to go back. We want to talk about school, man. Let's go back to.
Hold up. I still didn't get the 90s.
We ain't ready for the 90s yet, man.
Actually, we ain't finished the 80s.
We ain't ready for the 90s yet.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on. I'm here.
Yo, we ain't ready for the 90s. Yo, this is going to be a 2-part series, man. My boy LORD got a lot to say, man. Word up. Right. And his story is official. If you know who he is, man, salute him. If you don't know who he is, double salute him, man.
Or you get to know him.
Get to know him, man. Get to know him. He's doing big things, man. But we want to go back. Answer a 190s question.
No.
What we got?
Yeah. What you got? What you got?
I wait.
All right.
Word up, because I want to go to school, man. I want to know about school, man.
Hold up. FYI, I'm the big brother of these dudes. I just want to put that out there. I just want to let it be known. You're gonna find out later on. But come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. Darc and Moody podcast.
No doubt. The Darc and Moody show, man. Podcast, man. We my brother right here, man. Since 9 years old, man. For me. Word up. But yo, I want to go to school. Take me to school, man. Like, I want to know what schools you went to and what teachers was influential for you in those schools.
It's crazy in hindsight. So,
bring me back to elementary.
Elementary, Clinton Avenue School. You know that. If you grew up in the projects, new projects, the bricks, Clinton Avenue School. That's
any teacher that stood out? Any fun on Clinton Avenue? Anything that's like that make the kids be like, yo, I want to do that. You didn't do the danger chamber thing. You ain't do the Dungeons and Dragons on Clinton Avenue?
Are you talking school or the mazes under the project? The danger chamber.
All of that. I want to know. Did you ever walk around Clinton Avenue School on the ledges? You ever did that?
Oh yeah. Definitely walked in.
All right.
Yeah. We went inside of there one day. Little kids see a window open in the summertime.
Yeah.
And we went inside of the school. It is just crazy being inside the school that is shut down. But that's little kid stuff when you're exploring your environment.
What made you want to go in the school? You went in? You went inside?
Because it was a thing. It was like a competition, that little ledge that you talk about.
Who the best?
This is the Darc and Moody podcast, but we don't have time to get into your life.
No, I'm not getting in my life. I'm asking about you.
Who could walk the building the best?
Who could walk the building the best? Who could go in the windows and all that?
Me and Kitty B used to do
Kitty
that.
B was a beast with it. He got me into doing
it.
Yeah.
When the middle, the elementary was Clinton Avenue.
Any teachers that you remember? Any names or any teachers?
Miss Proto. You remember Miss Proto? Do you know Miss Proto? Mr. Malloy. Everybody remember Mr. Malloy. I was just talking to my lady last night, and we was talking about, the mannerisms of teachers and everything, and like how back in the day, you might have got popped by a teacher, man.
Big facts.
Right now, the teacher, no, you're going to jail. You touch that child.
You touch a kid in 2000 something, you going to jail. It's over.
But anyway, Mr. Malloy, and he was like off the chain, and he hit kids, man. I remember one day, man, I'll never forget, Tashika. She has a child by, rest in peace, I don't want to say his government, Shorty B. She got so her pops came to, so this teacher had hit this little girl. Her pops came to school, and we was in the classroom, and it was a shock because he roughed Mr. Malloy up. He roughed Mr. Malloy
Who roughed him up? The parent?
Yeah, the parent went in there like I look at it now, and I'm saying he got off easy.
Yeah.
I probably would have choked that man out. He put his hands on my princess. And it was in a different way. It wasn't like the regular way where the mother would come to school and the teacher would tell, she got a spanking today or whatever, and the mother would be, what was you doing in there? Nah, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was an abuse of authority. Even though you can't do that, it was like you're putting fear into little children. And we don't know nothing about it, but I do remember That man came in there and roughed that teacher up in front of us. We couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it, but that's
So
elementary.
that's a memory right there.
Yeah, that's a memory. And then we go to middle school, Fairhaven Middle. You know what it is.
Fairhaven Middle.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Barkley and Miss Moore, the prettiest teacher ever.
Yeah, Miss Moore. Miss Moore was all right.
Moody, you got anything to say about?
Brother, I'm gonna let
Nothing
you
to
talk.
say? Yeah, Fairhaven Middle though. Fairhaven Middle, I'll give you something to stand out. Fairhaven Middle was something that really, when I look back in hindsight, or should I say, was a milestone for me. Pardon me.
You're a busy man.
That's my daughter. I need to answer. This is my hold up. Gabs?
Yeah.
I'm live on a podcast right now. So but I was looking to grab something for you, but I wanted to answer it. Just say hello.
You need a copy of that book, Money, Murder, and Drug Flow, if you got the copy.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up to the podcast and I ain't bring it up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But this is my daughter, Gaylord Salters, and we'll get into this later on. You know what I'm saying?
She was before Fairhaven. She wasn't even a thought.
Yes. When we talk about this entrepreneurship, when we talk about, strong women and us making sure that we complement their strength rather than fear it.
Mm-hmm.
Gabs.
That's what I'm teaching my young lady.
That's right. Big shouts out to Gabs, man.
Listen, sweetheart.
That's my
I'm gonna call you when we're over. All right?
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
All right.
But I got the copy.
All right. Are you?
We gotta go.
I'll see you.
Gabs, we're in Fairhaven Middle School right now.
Love
you was getting on to something. Now talk to us about that. Talk to us about Fairhaven.
Fairhaven Middle School, milestone for me that I didn't even realize, because a lot of times we don't want to go to school. We skip to avoid certain projects, certain subjects that are hard. So I had this teacher, Mr. Epstein, I'll never remember, and it was math. And I didn't like it. Like, it's crazy. Math, I don't like math, doing all that crazy numbers and everything, all that extra stuff. So I kind of ran from it, and I just learned to do things in my head. But when I ran from math, like, now I realize how much I had kind of like stunted my growth. You know what I'm saying? I disrespected education, and by doing that, disrespecting education to get away from the easy things, I turned to the negative things. Like, cause it's easy to go here because ain't nobody gonna know that.
It's easier to do wrong than to do good.
Yeah, or it's easier to be a bum. and for a grown person, I'm just equating that to grown people. But it's pivotal for me now because I can identify that. If I'm kicking it with somebody young, still in high school, whatever, man, it's about do a SWOT analysis of yourself. SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and then you get to learn yourself. So I can kick it with a person and let them know, like, yo, you don't run away from that. Face it head on. After you overcome that, you won't even believe the things that you unlocked in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So if I would have stuck with it, maybe I could have been in a different realm. But school was something like, you got so many things going on at home,
still
property
passed.
And everything. Yeah,
no child left behind.
Yeah, that stuff is like, not. I don't agree with that crap. Putting people in positions where they're not ready for it. That no child left behind. If my baby ain't ready, man, we gotta go to work and we gotta get her ready.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put my baby out there because nobody is gonna perform. If you going out there, you knowing that you can't perform. So when you get on the stage knowing that you can't perform, you're gonna fail miserably. You're already looking like you don't know how to do it. But anyway, that right there was something like when I was shying away from school. Like, so that reminded me of Fairhaven Middle, one of my most memorable things. Then we moved to Wilbur Cross High School.
So Mr. Epstein, that was the most memorable thing for you in Fairhaven, not going to the math class.
Yeah, I'm talking about education wise. Yeah, getting in trouble intentionally. Because I know that if I go in this class and I act up, I'm gonna get a referral. So what? I'm gonna go to the principal's office. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Which principals was there when you was there?
Mr.
Esposito?
Mr. Esposito was
Mr.
there.
Clark, Mr. What's the dude name?
Mr. Clark. You can't even get right. If you don't get this right, man.
Mr. Kalazewski, you was there for Mr. K.
Mr. Kalazewski is not who you were looking
Dr.
for.
Thaxton.
Dr. Thaxton is who you're looking for. But you said Mr. Clark because
Mr. Clark.
Dr. Thaxton.
Young man.
Like Joe Clark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I knew you. That's
Dr.
why you were trying to
Thaxton
clean
was
it
real.
up, talk about Eric Kalazewski. That's not what you was looking
Dr.
for.
Thaxton, he was real.
Yeah, Dr. Thaxton, though.
Yeah.
Those were the principles. Those
Black
were the
man,
principles.
real.
Yeah.
Kept dudes in line, man. Word up. So, all right, where we at? We at Cross now.
Wilbur Cross.
Yo, but it's a lot you could talk about with Fairhaven, like walking to school, Greenland, getting pushed in the bushes.
Oh, you want to go into it like that?
I mean, yo, it's what it is, man. It's I mean, this is the youth. We bringing it back because kids like dudes don't have fun now.
You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Nah,
because I had to check my mental Rolodex for some things.
Yeah.
So I'll open up a little bit, man. Fairhaven, right?
Fairhaven was dope a little bit.
It's always pivotal when you transition in from elementary to middle to high. So Fairhaven, the transition from elementary to middle, that was going to Fairhaven. And one of the things I was concerned with, I always had to fight back then.
Yeah.
In order, because look at, I'm the only Black guy in America with this name, Gaylord.
Yeah.
Say back then you could go in on people with the name. Now you make any funny gay jokes to people. If you got any bit of a career, they're gonna take it away from you.
That's right.
But listen, I say that to say this because I remember, and I always have to do it. I had to rough KDB up. That's how we got that report. KDB was the top of the top. But having that down, always had to fight in the prize. Always. So when I'm going over to Fairhaven, now I gotta go through the same thing. But I rough a couple of people up, we fights, and then people get to understand. Like, no,
don't just say Lord.
Just let it go. Just let it go. So that was crazy in Fairhaven, and things started changing. That was a thing. That was a thing right there.
All right, that's a good sharing moment right there. That's a good sharing moment.
Yeah.
What up, Don? What's up? What's up, Murat?
I'm chilling, letting y'all vibe.
Nah, this is the Darc Moody show, man.
Let me see what Moody got. Tell me about your life.
Nah, this is the Darc Moody show,
man. Vibe, man.
You sure?
I'm sure.
All right. Let's see what Darky B got for a fella.
Nah, I'm good. Fairhaven was great, man. You know what I mean? Had a lot of fights, had a lot of girlfriends, had a lot of everything. I was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I got picked on because of my name too, and people had to learn. Don't call me. My name is Darkest, and I'm a dark. Darkest in the dark. I heard that all the time.
Light skin was in style back then.
Yeah, we got that. We got rid of that quick.
Light skin faded. Biggie changed the game, man.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You didn't like the name when you was growing up, huh?
Okay.
You didn't?
I'm actually, like, what?
You want to get roughed up
on
the
show?
You start trouble.
No, it's a question after it.
Nah, I didn't. I didn't. Nah.
And I know you named your son after you.
And it's crazy. And it's not even about pride, because I am pride. You want your offspring to have the best. You understand what I'm saying? So when we talk about this situation, it was his mother, really, because your son is that. All your children are a reflection of you. We get it. But your son is that reflection of you. So I was like, man, I don't know. Am I going to do this to him? And then
you don't like the name. You don't like the name.
It had already.
You love the name. You love the name now.
No, I mean,
still love you.
You wouldn't even hear anybody calling me Gaylord.
You got the greatest name in America. Lord.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. But listen, honestly, so I was in the process of naming my guy. It's my junior. And when I was kind of like, am I gonna name him Gaylord Jr.? And then going through it with her, she made sure she wanted that, like, man. And that's the right way to do it, because if I do have If I was to have another son, I know a dude that had another son and he didn't name his first son Junior. And then the second son got Junior. And that really, really fractured them forever, those children, like, because the child felt passed over. But to have my son live on through my legacy and have my name, that's what it is. So I named him that. It's my guy.
He's an artist, right?
He is an artist. Check him out. June, that's it. One word. Jun, that's it. And I'm so proud of this dude because, like, all the stuff that you hear about me, you hear about it street. Like, that's where we earn our names, props, and our money, our bread. But my guy is, like, legit. He is the better version of me, man. He's so freaking ill with it. I love him, man. And he be schooling me now. I mean, yeah. I can't even believe
How old is
it.
he now? How old is June?
June is, I always check their ages. June is about to be 20. No.
Brother, you're short.
No, listen.
You took too long.
How about this? Because it's always something. I see parents struggle with this.
He about to be 25.
I know all my kids' birthdays, everything. It's done.
Okay, let's do this. Here go game. Let's go. Gabby, how old is she?
No. Gabby, listen. I told you the birthdays and we're going to go through it like that. No, Gabby is 26. She's 26. My baby girl's 26. I told you. All I got is easy. All I got to do is two years back.
Junior.
24.
Baby.
Look at you. You lost focus.
Imani
Mole, I love you. That's my redhead sweetheart. For you who don't know, when you read the book, you hear me shout my children out. I really don't go with their names because I don't want they don't.
Nah, we won't go there. You should just do the age.
But anyway,
how old is Monty?
Monty is 20. She about to be 22.
And Ari, how old is Ari?
My baby 19.
All right. He got it. I think he's wrong about.
I got it.
I think you're a little bit wrong.
Yeah. What's Jay Sean's birthday?
July 8th.
It's easy. It's easzy because it's easy.
Don't ask the next one.
They're together. But you know,
what's Darc's birthday?
June 27th.
Okay.
11 days apart.
That's cool.
They're 23 years old.
Yeah.
Got that.
But nah.
24.
June a year older than him.
June is a year older than him.
So he's 24 now, and he'll be 25 in December.
24. Yeah, he's about to turn.
Turn 25. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just trying to make sure. And
Gabby is accurate.
And Gabby is how old? Gabby is older than 26.
Gabby is 26.
No way.
Gabby is 26, 1996. Get your life.
She's going on 28.
You're
wrong.
She's
going on 27.
What?
She's 27. We in November, so if she was born in December.
No. Who told you December? Where are they getting this information?
I said if she was born in December.
Yeah.
No. Well, you and your
she'll be 26, going on 27.
My baby 26, and the reason why. So I always try. That's a challenge. That's one of the things that I do to keep my mind sharp. Little things like that.
There's nothing wrong with not knowing how old she is.
I'm not talking about. I know. But I'm saying to know all the birthdays and everything, like your mom's joint, because you.
What's my birthday, bro?
Your birthday, little brother. You are the 31st.
Y'all want me to?
What's my birthday?
January 1st.
He had New Year's.
January 1st. January 31st. March 25th. May 31st.
Okay.
Sean Z just had a birthday.
Why you putting these people information out?
They know their birthday.
Say it.
November 9th.
Yeah,
they know their birthday.
Big shouts out to them dudes, man. Big shouts out to them dudes. Yo, bring us to high school, man. Talk to me about Wilbur Cross. You said you went to Cross, right?
I went to Wilbur Cross.
And you went to Hill House?
Hill House, man.
All right. Hill House.
Yeah. Okay. Hill House. Man.
Represent.
Thrill House.
Why are you turning
Hill House.
Ville House?
Yeah, it's Ville House. That's when I was there. It was Ville House.
Okay.
And Cross was like better in our day and age.
Better for what?
Better for everything.
What?
Had the better people?
No.
Hold up. We might have a little battle going on. Yo, go ahead and get this right.
No, we had the better people. Quinnipiac Projects went to Cross. We had the better people. It's just what it is.
No.
Yeah.
No. Listen, if y'all watching this, tap in, put it under the comment. Hill House or Cross. Tap in.
Hill House or Cross.
Tap in.
The Quinnipiac.
I'm gonna tell
or
you ahead of
somewhere
time,
else?
Cross is gonna lose.
I'm
I'm just gonna say that. But listen,
why is Cross gonna lose?
Cross, I think because of the area,
The
like
diversity?
the demographic area that Cross.
We couldn't hang out like that.
Whereas Hill House is in town covering the Ville, the trade. That Hill House is a bigger thing, like.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
To the
Cross
urban,
is-
to the
yeah,
urban community.
For the urban side. Hill
Yeah.
House, you know?
Tap into the comments. If you're watching this episode, you see my boy Lord, you see Darky B, Hill House and Cross. Let's go.
Goodness, what is Hill House name? He's representing so hard.
He
What,
went
what,
to-
is
Because
it?
I'm from what the hell?
Yo,
What
listen.
are you? What are you? If you from Hill House, what are you?
He a houseian.
You know, like I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker.
I'm from Bear Street.
No. What are you? Hill House. What are you?
You're a governor. No,
Oh
Cross
my
is a
goodness,
governor.
the
the
dog.
Darc and
He's
Moody
the
podcast.
bulldog.
Wow,
The
you're
bulldog.
a governor.
You should have
went
said
there
you should have
before.
said the
Career,
mascot.
too.
The mascot.
Yo, where did
Bulldog.
you? How long?
No,
how many
the
years you
Bulldog
went
is
to
the
Hill
mascot.
to
What
Hill
are you?
House?
I'm
How
a
many
governor.
years?
I went to
How
Two and a
many
half.
years? So you
9th, 10th, and then I dropped out right before I went to jail. I ain't dropped out. I went to jail
and 11.
Oh yeah.
in the 11th grade. Yeah,
All right.
I was in 11th grade when I went to jail. 1994. I graduated in 95.
Yeah, this is not the Lord show. Talk to us about Cross, man. You trying to?
All right.
interview me?
I went to Cross. I ain't gonna lie. That was my thing. You see, I backed up and let y'all go at it like that.
Yeah.
But
Come on.
honestly though, I went to Cross. I did my freshman year there, but you know, by that time the streets had crept in, so school was more of like a fashion show, and you won't go to school to show your jewelry off and that type of thing. Like
You
I
ever
wasn't
went to school with like
worried about my
some big
academics.
jewelry and ballets and stuff like that? You ever did that?
You remember that carnation ball I was geared up for? I was about to kill that carnation ball, man.
Yeah.
You went downtown. Macy's was live with the Macy's. Cop the
Yo,
Valley.
New Haven had an ill mall, man. Do your history, man. Know your history.
Yeah.
We had an ill mall
Word up.
downtown back in the day.
I was supposed to
lot
hit
of
the
stuff.
carnation ball, and you know I did my freshman year. Sophomore year I got kicked out.
What happened?
Yeah.
Why you
Yeah, this guy right here. Sophomore year they let me go, man. Sophomore year they let me go, but on an honest note, not
I was
even to
wondering,
make
I was
fun
wondering
of
you
it.
was if you was with cousin Scooter. Because he got kicked out.
No.
Everybody-
No, I know that was a joke
I
because Scooter.
got kicked out for some bull crap. I had a little.
An incident happened and he got kicked out of school. We just leave it at that.
Leave it at
A school shooting. Ain't no need to play games because they're gonna. I want you to see my growth, and I mean, it always be like this when you're trying to show people your growth. You want to share appropriately.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to glorify anything or whatever because when you have somewhat of an awareness of your influence, man, you got a responsibility, man.
Your father now too.
That too. But I'm talking about for the young dudes that was in the position that I was in. I don't want to get up here and talk about, school shooting, this happened in the
Shot
hallway.
5
And
people in school.
I don't want to do that because I don't want nobody to gravitate towards that.
No doubt. And that's respectable, man.
But and at the same time, I do want to give it up raw. That's why I let it go like that.
All or
But
nothing, man.
that's what we got for Wilbur Cross.
Yeah. So how many years you did at Cross?
Basically one.
Freshman.
I
That was freshman year?
completed my freshman year,
Yeah.
and I
And
got
then the incident happened and
kicked out.
And you went to jail. You was
I
incarcerated.
went to jail. Yeah.
You ain't go to adult ed or transitional.
Yeah, I started adult ed, but again, like when you in the streets, what's easy is what we gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm just going to satisfy somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We'll be like the courts will say, you got to get this done. So you're going just because of that.
Your mother's got to say, you got to get this.
Yeah, your mom's. But the truth be told, coming from what we come from, by that point in life, we have received so many physical, quote unquote, ass whoopings that we become immune to it. So it's like, all right, I'll go eat that.
Yeah.
And then through that process, she starts to realize that, it's a lost cause. Like, what? Not a lost cause. Black women don't give up on their sons, man. They hold us tight, but they start to realize, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm ineffective. I can beat him all day. He gonna go right back out and do the thing. He's coming to get his punishment and then do it over. So what's the purpose of beating them? And then when they don't have the money to remove you from that type of environment, you just have to deal with it. And that's how you get all of these prison sentences and all of these crimes and everything. Those are the things that perpetuate poverty.
No doubt. No doubt.
In the midst of all that, right? Talking about your mother, shout out to this G.
Mm-hmm.
Did she feel like that time, because Gaylord Salters, her son, was out there, did she feel that you was influencing Johnny?
At what time?
When y'all was younger, and you 14-year-old, at the time that you got kicked out of the ninth school, and you know, you was in the streets, did she feel your little brother was, you know, attached to
I don't know
what
if
you was
she
doing?
Felt that I influenced Johnny. Johnny from the beginning was like my road dog. Your brother is your first best friend. So he was my road dog early in them days in the 80s, you know, we was around that stuff. And at that time, it was like bag ups at the spot, bricks being bagged up, bricks of powder with the dudes who I came up under. And at this time, we're not even in the streets, but they bagging up. And at 80s bag up, I got the duty to clean the plates and everything, wash the plates off, get all the powder residue and off of that. So while they leave these plates, and it was capsules, and you know how hard it is to bag up a few bricks of cocaine with capsules. Dudes' fingers used to be bleeding and everything. Dudes just want to get that stuff done and get out of there. But long story short, the utensils would be at the spot. I'm waiting. Oh yeah, go ahead. Because after we scrape the plates and everything, there's so much cocaine there, and it's raw. It's 80K. So we that's our introduction to the game. So I get a few things like that, and I remember clearly have them things, them capsules, and then so then in the projects, my peoples, my cuz, big cuz, shout out to Sammy O, and these are the folks who I'm rolling under before I'm really in the game like that. But I didn't go to the projects to do that at that time in the 80s when it was shaking at that first entry. So after that, we would go to Pine Street, and all you had to do was say, Green Eye. I don't care if you were 7 years old then. They come looking like zombies. You ever see The Walking Dead? They come, you got green eye? And oh yeah. So serve those things, and then you get that cat like, this. You can forget about shoveling snow.
Now, how old were you during that time? Give an age.
During that time, it's like, what, about 12, 11? It's early. It's early. So, and then from there, like, so that's the introduction. And when you talk about influencing, because Johnny want to do everything.
He loves his big brother.
And that's what it is. So that was it. And then it got to the point of needing, now I need this stuff to keep it constant. So buying bundles. Started off buying bundles, would buy bundles and break them down. You know what I'm saying? That was my name. That's how Breakdown got his name. He was one of the dudes. No, and we rocked together like that.
They used to call Vice Breakdown.
You go buy a G-Pack from whatever hallway, green bag, you know what I'm saying? Red cab, reds. You go buy a G-Pack and you take that, you bust that down. Every bag, you make 2 out of it. You jump out, because in the 80s, if you had cocaine, you had money, period. It wasn't none of that crazy jockeying to get something booming or whatever. It was out of control. So that was the way that I had my little entry, and then me and Johnny J, you know what I'm saying? He just following my lead. But later on, as it gets serious, I kind of like, I started pushing him away like that. And this is something like real emotional.
Yeah, that's love.
Because I'm talking to you. I'm telling you something.
Oh yeah. I know. I said this is emotional because it's love. You love your brother.
Yeah. So in the 90s, like the 90s, you know, you have the individuals who was rocking in the 80s, the leaders in our jacks. Their run was over though. You know what I'm saying? So
and
now
there's new sheriffs in town.
The younger ones, the young and focused are the ones who are gonna go there. So I was one of them. And at the same time, Johnny was with me all this time, but I didn't want my brother
In the streets.
selling drugs. So I was kind of like
spoon feeding.
Yeah. I was kind of, it was rough because I didn't want him. So he went off to another part of the projects. Not another part of the projects, another part of Fairhaven, and was hustling with, folks over there. And then when I got wind, I had to go over there and shut it down because them dudes, they were in an area where it's like real gang stuff. Back then, we don't have gangs in New Haven. We ain't have gangs in New Haven back then. Now we got real gangs. In the 80s, the real gangs in New Haven was like Latin Kings, Nieta. Those were true organizations. And these dudes was over there hustling. And they had problems with these dudes. And my little brother is hustling for them. And I'm telling you, man, my little brother better not be over here no more. And I'm doing that because I know what it is going up against an organization like that. You go up against an organization like that, man, it's ride or die. Keep on going, and it's going to be what it is. And I knew that them dudes wasn't built like that. So I came over there, shut that down. Johnny came back. I took his car. He had his little car. I took his car. We had a fight. He come back, man. We had a fight. It was crazy. So dude was like, yo, man, you can't, what you gonna do? You can't tell them, he can't do that there. I'm like, all right. So the solution was, shout out to the nuke spot, Lennox Ave back in the day. They had some great weed. So I told John, this is what it is, man. You got the weed. You put it on the spot, you right here. And that was the compromise, because he right here, he under me, I know he's straight. And largely the people who he gonna be selling to is people in the projects.
No doubt.
Members of the community. But Johnny is an ambitious dude, man. Johnny boomed that thing up like crazy. And I was happy for him. And that was good. But later on, I had went to prison, you know what I'm saying? That little empire fell because of my stupidity and gravitating towards violence.
Yeah.
And this is the early 90s. So this is how you accumulate this reputation, this gunslinger stuff. And it's the early 90s. So I lost the empire based on that. And when I went to jail I was getting out on bond. People know us from getting out on bond all the time, but I'm talking about before the later stuff. So I'm getting out on bonds. I couldn't make a freaking $50,000 bond. And you know how embarrassing that is after you at the top of the chain of this little empire here? Word is born. Because the mixture of violence and hustling, you know what I'm saying? I had to go on a run. It don't mix. I got into some bull crap, shooting case, and I'm young, 17 at the time. And like I said, this empire is booming. I do the stupid thing. I go on the run. I went on the run. Police pulled up on that block every day. Shut that block down. And that's how the give it up for what it is. That's how dudes fell off. That money wasn't there. I'm talking about 93. This is the early 90s. So when I ended up going to jail and I reassessed, what did I do wrong? Because at this time, I'm in here and I'm thinking I'm the one. You know what I'm saying? I done turned these projects into something early on after all the old heads left.
No doubt.
And we got this thing moving. But I'm in here and I couldn't make a $50,000 bond. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, it was just crazy for me. So while I'm doing this assessment, I come to this crossroads, so to speak, and ask myself a question, because I think I'm the one. So I'm like, how is it that all these, excuse my language, bitch ass niggas getting all this real money, man? It's $1 million money in New Haven. Now I'm at that time we was getting nice money, but we wasn't. It wasn't that. And I'm wondering how, man. And then I think about the names. I don't want to shout their names out under these circumstances, but they were dudes that were about their bag. They might have had dudes on their team that was with the shits, and that's what kept them protected from another dude from the town gorilling them. Because if you're not able to hold your ground, it's going to get taken from you in anything. People make it seem like this is what they do, the drug trade. No, anything. Corporate trade. That's what it is. If you're not worthy, somebody's coming for your spot. Absolutely. And even if you are worthy, you better stay on top of your game because somebody else has to come next. So with that being said, man, I looked at it and I looked at the dudes that I'm sitting here calling bitch ass niggas because they ain't into the extracurricular activity outside
the drug, the gun activity, the gun activity.
Yeah, they ain't into that. So, and then I found out, like, man, that's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. It's over. Strictly stick to the bag. And I had a mission that I was on. I was in NY, and I had two of my best friends that I had to get out of jail when I got out of jail because their lives were hanging in the balance for some attempted murder charges on police. So I had to stay focused. I gathered myself and I knew what I was going to do. And this brings me back to the Johnny J question. Mm-hmm. So now I'm coming home and I know that I'm about to make it shit. Nobody knows this but me at the time. I come home, I build my hand, and I pull this joker to the side.
What joker?
This joker right here.
He got a name.
Let him know. Yo, listen, I'm about to shut it down, about to boom these projects out of control. And if you on board, let's go. He missed the last ride in the early 90s. He was supposed to be a part of that, but we don't need to get into
I had a good run.
He was doing what he was doing, but he's classic Darky Beard. We'll leave it at that.
The reason I asked you that, though, the only reason why I asked you that, because I used to tell Johnny, I like, if I had a brother that didn't want me to do nothing, and he would have made sure I was straight, I said, phew.
Yeah. It's just I knew what type of money I needed, and I knew where I was going at that time. Yeah. And it seemed like I was on that mission to get it. And actually I had a cutoff spot for the money that I needed. I had a cutoff, but we'll get into that a little bit later because I want to stick to Johnny.
Yeah.
So I come home, pull main man to the side. Listen, man.
Yo, let's get this money together, man. Let's do it. Let's lock these projects down and make money like nobody ever made money before.
It was like that, but it was.
Let me let everybody know who you're talking about, just in case the viewers that don't know us and the viewers that's watching. Johnny J is your brother, and he was killed in North Carolina a year ago. So if you hear my boy getting emotional about it, that's his brother.
And you know, this is the first place I'm gonna ever talk in depth with that because I'm with people that I'm comfortable with. From the producers,
we're gonna get back to it. This is a 2-part story, man.
So we'll give you some more later.
We're gonna give you more. Tune in to Darc and Moody show. You know what I'm saying? If you want something to eat, some good food, please come get that La Isla. La Isla. Come get La Isla, 2779 Dixwell Avenue. Get that La Isla.
And ask for little Darc.
And you're gonna get the best food that you ever had, man.
Ask for little Darc.
Yo, but next week, man, my boy Lord will be on the show next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and he's gonna be talking about his books, the Mama Bear, man, and Money, Murder, and Drug Flow, and the Alderman, and all these other books that he got on deck. You know what I mean? But right now, we saying peace out to you, man. Darc and Moody, man.